Hey guys. Okay, so I'm going live. I'm going to, while we wait to see if anybody shows up in the room or a moderator shows up, I'm going to just try and set up my phone here. Um, ah, you guys, I'm so silly. Let's see if I can go back. I thought I would just be able to refresh my page and it would tell me if I was live. I'm pretty sure I'm live because I'm doing this on my computer as YouTube doesn't allow me yet to do mobile streaming from my phone because I don't have enough followers. But yeah, I like it that way because I like to keep it small, especially because I do not come in that often. I only come in when I feel the calling to come in. I don't want to be so big that I feel like I'm letting people down and stressed out that I'm not here all the time for you. So this is perfect for me. This is exactly what I need. I am trying to figure out how to get back to. Oh, sorry, guys. I know there's nobody in here, so I don't have to worry about it too much yet. But when you do come into the live and you see it later on in the future, you're like, "What is she doing? Who is this woman? This woman is trying to get her stuff going." Let's see. Why can I not? Let's see if I can go out and come back. My channel. There I am. Okay. This way I'll be able to see. Oh wait, hold on. We gotta. This way I'll be able to see. Oh wait. Gotta meet one of you guys. I am so sorry, guys. Okay. Shut her up. But anyway, so here I am. I've been going through a lot lately, as I'm sure the collective has been going through a lot as well. One of the things I do know that I was going through was some relationship healing, some internal healing, and some manifestation. I was manifesting, and it was brought to my attention that I was manifesting. Not. I'm not going to say incorrectly. I wasn't being as specific as I needed to be. So I was manifesting into my life the things that I wanted, but not as specific as I wanted to be. So it wasn't coming to me in the way that I needed it to come to me. So with the release that I've been going through, has been more of a revisiting past situations or similarities. So I got myself into relationships too recently. I managed to stay out of relationships for 12 years. Got myself into 2 back-to-back relationships. Both of them, as I learned, were there to teach me a lesson. The first one was very hard to take. And I got into the second one, and I was upfront with him. I was like, "This is a rebound relationship. Like, you are a rebound relationship. You're, and he was okay with that." And I said, "But if something great comes out of it, that's great too." But I got to the point a couple nights ago where I was like, I'm ready to walk my talk and to like set you free. And it's so weird that I said that because then when I was channeling, let me get to the page where I want to let you guys know what I was channeling. So when I was channeling and doing energy clearing on my apartment, because, other people leave traces of themselves behind when they go away. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the room. So we know that when we let somebody into our field or our life, we allow their energy in and we share energy with them, right? We give energy to them and we also take their energy on. This relationship that I was in was a little bit draining. He did take a little bit more energy than I was willing to give, but I was willing to give it because I kept wanting to try and make it work. And I didn't want to let him down. And so I was doing that. I don't want to hurt somebody to make myself feel better. Kim, thanks for being here. So I was trying to make something work that was never meant to work. And so I got to the point, and I know that's where we are in the astrology right now too. Excuse me, sorry. We're in that place where we are meant to face our fears. We're meant to face the things, the adversities that we're going through, right? So what I had to do and what I felt called to do was cleanse my home, cleanse my house. I've spent most of the morning in meditation. It was a beautiful meditation. And in that meditation, I saw so much. And I thought, you know what? One of the things it showed me was dust on my tarot cards. A specific deck in particular that I don't use a lot, but I was like, well, why is it showing me that? Oh, it's time to dust off the tarot cards and get back to business, Kim. So I think this is the beginning of me coming back on a regular basis. I'm not going to say that for sure because I don't want to promise something I can't uphold, right? But I do believe that I will be back on a more regular basis, maybe not on a weekly basis like I was before. So let me go through some of the downloads in my channeling in my meditation today. So a lot about major changes and transformation. I know, and Kim, I think I'm back. I think I'm actually coming back. I really do. I feel it. I got the message where I was supposed to dust off my tarot cards, and it's kind of funny because I went in there and I dust everything often. Well, maybe not as often as I should, but I dust my home, on a pretty regular basis. But I noticed that I when I thought about it, I was like, oh, I haven't dusted for a month. And so when I went in there and grabbed that particular tarot deck card, it literally did have dust on it. And I was like, what? So I pulled it out and I used it for a tarot reading today. And I think the tarot reading was the catalyst to this whole opening everything back up. So we're gonna get into some of my channeled messages that I got today. And one of them was walk the talk. And I think I even dreamt that like 2 nights ago. I was told to walk the talk. And so, yes, I've been talking this stuff, in my daily life and in, here and there and whatnot. But I was told to walk the talk. And to me, that meant it's time to get back out there and do what I was meant to do, right? It's time to get out there and not just post memes on Facebook and on my channeling page, but it's time to get out there and actually start teaching and bringing people back together at this time to do what we're supposed to do, what we're meant to do, which is to spread light on the world, right? We are meant to get out there and be the lighthouse for the people who don't have their eyes open. So we want to open up the eyes for those people. We don't want to just talk about it. We want to walk that talk. We want to put that talk into action, right? We want to not just let them know that there's this awakening that's happening and we invite them in. We want to invite them in and show them how that they can be a participant in waking up the world, right? So walk your talk. And it was a message literally specifically for me, but I feel like it's also a message for many people in the collective. Walk your talk, okay? Don't just say it. Actions speak louder than words, right? And that is what I got from that, and which is why I'm coming back to you all. Even if my life is not as hectic as it was, but I don't think I was. I think I would have. The Capricorn, Taurus in me would have just kept putting my foot down and like holding back. But I feel like it's time to like start sharing and bringing people in. And I love that I have a small channel that I can keep it small and I can work one-on-one with you. So walk your talk is going to be pretty easy for me. I do believe that that's what I'm meant to do. On the other hand, like this is my YouTube channel and I keep it small. I keep the community small because we keep really positive energy in my community. One thing that I also saw today, I went on to, excuse me, my Blessing, Love, and Light channel on Facebook, and I realized I'm reaching 38,000 people a day. 38,000. That's a lot of people. Yes, that's not Jigo Band with her 444,000, but I'm reaching 38,000 people a day on my Blessing, Love, and Light channel. So to me, that's huge. That's important. And that is getting the message out, and there's people reacting to it. So I love that. I really do love that. I feel like I am, talking on my channel over there, but I feel like I'm being called to bring all my channels together, all my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube together, and it's time to start walking that talk, right? Yes, I still have a life to live. I'm gonna do that, but I feel like there's so much more. I was also told about don't self-sabotage. So I don't know if that's a message for myself specifically. I don't feel like I self-sabotage. I feel like I've always been very upfront with where I am and where I'm coming from. Excuse me. So there's that frog in there, and it's probably telling me I need to face something. But I also feel like that's a message for the collective at this time, because we are being asked to face our fears. We're being asked to face things that from the past, uncover them, deal with them, and be able to move forward. Because you can't move forward until you do, or you're just going to continue to revisit those things, right? And then there was a very interesting thing I saw right after that, and it was eyes watching. But it was funny because they were two different eyes. It was like one eye here and a different eye over here. And for some, that maybe you're dealing with somebody who has two different color eyes. Like I got that little bit of a message, but it was so minute, like it was only for a few people or a person. But there's also what I got when I did the reading for the collective this morning. When I did, and I do it every day, and I just don't share it. But I did the collective reading for today, and what I got was two different people, and that's why I saw two different eyes, right? But for some people, it might be somebody that's in your life that has two different color eyes. But what I really saw were two different, even shaped eyes. Like they were very different shaped eyes. One was looking at, whereas one was looking up. And so that was kind of weird. And maybe somebody knows somebody who has a wandering eye. I don't know. But that was another message that came through. It was in the channeled messages. Energy clearing. I was told to clear my energy today. I did. I've done so much in my house today. I have burnt so many things, but part of doing all of that, while I was doing that, because I knew I needed to clear the energy in my home, and I had my sound bath going, in the background, but I was also making essential oils today. I have never made essential oils before, and I was called to make essential oils today. I made my own essential oils today. It was amazing, and my hands feel so really amazing, because I was, trying them all out. But I did. I made a rose essential oil today, which is very expensive, but it smells amazing and it feels amazing. But there's so many things that we can do, right? So many things we can do to improve our life simply on a daily basis. And I was gifted this day off. It wasn't asked. I feel like I should be sitting up here on my ottoman, but I'm gonna just go down. We are going to do a few more of these channeled messages. I'm going to go ahead and get into the all signs readings, okay? And we will start with Aries and go all the way down to Pisces, as we've always done on this channel. I was told, this is another thing that I heard. it's hard to explain. I heard it as much as I felt it. Okay. And I felt it from very low down, like low down all the way up. And I have I keep my chakras very open, but protected and guarded. But they're very open to receive, right? This is what I heard when I was concentrating on my solar plexus. There are more lessons and losses than wins. Let that sink in for a second. There are more lessons in losses than wins. And if you think about that, so in losses, we go through heartbreak, we go through mind break, we go through all kinds of, things that are meant to throw up all these doors in our face. And how do we survive or heal to get past those? We decide if we've learned the lesson, right? We decide if we're ready to move forward, or if we can heal from this, or if we can forgive ourselves or the other person or the other situation in this. And if we can learn those lessons and be forgiving and accepting, then we can move past it into the next phase of our life, right? So there are more lessons in losses than there are wins. When you win, you just win and you don't think a whole lot about it. You're excited, you're exuberant, you're on cloud nine. What lesson did you learn? Okay, so think about that. In sorrow, there's gain. Okay, and there's somebody who needed to hear that. It's okay to ask for help. That was the next one I heard right after that. So being a Capricorn, I am sometimes, I'm not going to say sometimes, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, too proud to ask for help. I think I can do it all on my own. And, there's many people out there who have Capricorn placement, but that is a very Capricorn trait, and I have to remind myself that it's okay to ask people for help. And when I saw that, and let me just give this as an example. So when I had my heartbreak relationship, that ended back at the end of last year, I started talking to a person who reached out to me. And it had nothing to do with that, but they started talking to me and we just kept talking. And then we started like, are we going to maybe date or something? And I was like, I'm just getting out of a relationship. I'm not ready for this. If we do this, it's going to be more of a rebound situation. And so I was very upfront in the beginning of our relationship that this was, possibly a rebound kind of situation. Sorry, my rose oil is on my arms and it's all over my table. So I was very upfront. And so when I ended the relationship a few days ago, I reminded him, I was like, my peace of mind is more important to me than continuing this lie of a relationship that we have started. And I reminded him of the fact that, he was a rebound and that I was his rebound as well. So I really hope he doesn't hold ill will towards me. We haven't talked since then, but it was definitely a position of needing the energy returned back and forth so that we both had time to heal in a positive way. So it's okay to ask for help. That was me asking him for help, him asking me for help. We both were able to. And so when I got that message today, which is what was the catalyst for me doing the energy clearing of my apartment, the energy clearing and cutting cords on my own personal energy, was to bring my energy back and release his energy back to him. So I have two, 1.5. How do you want to say it? What does this say? Wisdom and messengers. Make a wish. Oh, the owl. Oh my gosh, you guys, there was this owl. It was crazy. So, yeah, well, and I see birds a lot when I do meditation, and I love the idea of birds, and I'm not sure where they come in and why they're, in my meditation from time to time, but quite often. But there was this owl, and he just kept flipping his head around, like not around like this way, but like that way. It was the weirdest thing. And I don't think I've ever seen an owl like do that, like up and down. More, I usually see them rotate their head around, right? But it was an owl, and I felt like it was more of the message of wisdom, and to be paying attention to the messages that are out there for all of us at this time, right? So if you were to ask me the week leading up to the 222 final, from the 2/2/22 beginning of the portal to the 2/22/22 ending of that portal, I was seeing 222s everywhere, right? It was insane. I had my workers at work seeing it in their receipts and their change that they were giving back and their times. Like it was crazy. We were all seeing 222, and so I got them all into numerology as well. But then this week I started seeing 444. I'm seeing the 444. And I was moderating Channel for Grace last night, and she hit, or no, today. I went in and looked today because I wasn't able to moderate last night, and today she hit 444,000 subscribers. And I was like, what? And I looked at my clock and it was 2:44. And I was like, what? No. So that was another thing that I noticed. But if you're noticing the messages, be open and receptive to see and to receive the messages that are going to come through. So with all this said, I do have, as my crystals on the table, oh my gosh, I want to tell you about this. So this heart, every time I walk into a room lately, has been started moving. It just sits on the dresser, and it just starts like vibrating. And I'm like, I'll look at all the rest of the crystals, and they're not moving. So I was like, okay, well, I'm supposed to have this crystal in my energy. So I do have that on the table today. Excuse me. I have fluorite on the table today. I have both purple and I have green. I do not have any rainbow with me. And then I have citrine, right? So we know that fluorite is our happy, it brings us back to that happy place. So whatever it is that we're going on, that we're going through, know that we are not asked to go through anything that the universe doesn't think we're strong enough to go through, right? So I feel like this is just letting you know that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out in the highest purpose for you. The other thing I want to mention is I do have citrine on the table. I don't know if most of you remember, my necklace broke, but I had that citrine crystal that I always wore on my neck. Anyways, I've ordered a new necklace, but I last week or early this week, end of last week, I started being called to take that crystal with me. And I'm like, I don't want it in my pocket. It's going to rip holes in my pockets of my jeans. So I started putting it in my bra. But I started carrying it with me again. So citrine is also on the table. And so, trying to remember what I did with the crystal. It might be in my bra. I don't want to pull it out. But I do have citrine, and citrine is the energy of the sun, right? It's light and happiness, enlightenment. So citrine is also on the table with us today. We do have our candles. We have our incense going. So without further ado, that is the final of my channeled messages that I can think of at this time. Kimmy, I saw you said a few things here. Let me see what you said. Because okay, you make essential oils? I've never even tried it. Like I don't even know why I was called to do it today. So I took some roses that I had that I was going to throw away, and I literally just thrown them in the garbage, came back and looked on Facebook, and there was this thing that popped up on my Facebook. I don't even know who posted it, and it was like, women, if you're going to throw away your roses, make some essential oils. And I was like, what? And it was talking about rose oil. So yeah, I made rose oil today, and I also made an herb oil. So yeah, it was interesting. Citrine on me too. Yeah, I'm big on citrine. I feel like that is a stone for me, like for me and my purpose. But anyways, also have sun unicorn card on my dresser. Yeah, I'm not big on unicorns, but I buy my granddaughter a lot of unicorns because I was as growing up into probably 18, 19 years old. I did collect unicorns. So yeah, unicorns are very big in my raising. I'll do it last year. Yeah. Well, I'm going to make a habit. I have my assistant manager who's working for me today to give me the day off. She's bringing me a couple glass jars with lids today so I can bottle it. But I did make it. I made it. And I'm super excited about it. So who's ready to get into the readings? Aries, you're up. Aries. Kimmy, you want to do timestamps? Oh, wait. You guys, can I have a second just so I can get a glass of water? Because I'm going to start this and I'm going to get thirsty. So it always happens every time. So give me just a second. Let me grab a glass of water and I will be right back. All right. Got my trusty water. Let's flip this down and we can see the cards as we pull for Aries. Aries, you're up first. We are going to, you guys, we are going to use the, because I feel like there's a lot of healing, and two of the healing cards that I got today were literally spot on. So I'm going to do healing cards for, oracle cards for each sign. I am going to pull from the Mystical Magical Tarot. I love pulling from that one. I haven't used it for a while, but I feel like there's not a lot of readers who do use that deck, and so I love using something that nobody else is using, right? And then we're going to do crossing cards for either antagonist or protagonist, right? For each one of the positions that I pull your cards for. So let's go ahead and turn this down. And we will start with your healing card for Aries. Now I have meditated and I have cleared all of these cards. I have shuffled all these cards. Oh, look, I have a reflection in the glass. Maybe I should have dirty glass so you guys can't see me. I don't want you guys to see me. I don't know why I don't want you to see me. Oh, Aries, I got this card earlier today in the collective. So you're getting pride. And it doesn't sound like what you think it sounds like, right? This card talks about letting go of ego and seeing yourself as beautiful. I'm like, one of the actions it asks you to take is to stand in the mirror and see all the beautiful things about yourself and bring yourself back into a positive mindset if you have been brought into a negative mindset. Now, no, as I start these readings and I have the camera turned down, I cannot see chat. So, Kim, I'm going to ask you to please moderate the chat, and I won't be able to answer any questions. But this card talks about the two selves, the white wolf, the dark wolf, right? And which wolf do you feed? This is asking you to feed the light, right? To see the beauty within yourself, acknowledge it, and bring it back to the forefront, okay? So for Aries, this is your healing card at this time. So, like I said, we will do our normal spread for the reading, and we're going to use the Mystical Manga Tarot. I don't know why I can't get these cards up off the deck. I really, so the deck that I saw with dust on it that told me that I needed to do readings again or get back into reading for you guys was the Tarot de la Nuit. And it is not a normal deck that I would use for my readings. It's very huge and cumbersome and hard to use. But below it was my Mystical Manga Tarot. So I also have heard this deck calling to me in the last week. So I decided to use this to do our original spread. And then we'll cross that with the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Okay? So let's go ahead, Aries, and see how you show up in this reading and your places. So Aries, you're showing up as the King of Coins. Practical and generous. You know, he's that king who knows what he's got. He knows where he's at. And blur signs and genders at this time, right? He's just that practical but generous. Like, he knows what he's got. He knows when he can afford to pay it forward or give to another cause, right? But if he doesn't, he's practical about keeping himself in a stable position. Okay, so let's go and see what is in your past is the High Priestess. Okay, I feel like I need to know what's going on where you're going into in your future situation here to see why the High Priestess is there. The High Priestess is there to turn the Chariot, right? The Chariot's going to move you forward. It's going to do something that propels you. She was there to unlock a situation, unlock a wish fulfillment, possibly. Again, I saw the two eyes, and something is calling me back to the two eyes, the two sets of eyes, two people watching you. Maybe watching you, but not in a creepy way on your, social media or whatnot. But I feel like it's leading you towards where you're supposed to be going, Aries. We get the marriage or the contract card with the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands, again, we all know that's the marriage, but it's also the contract card. If you're not looking for love, then by all means, you don't have to have love. Love will find you whether you want it or not. I just want you to know that whether you're looking for it or not, it's going to find you. But this is also a card of contracts, but it is also a portal card. And we just experienced the 222 portal, right? So this could just be a launch into the portal. Again, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of fours. Maybe for whoever you are, you're watching this at this time, and you've been seeing those fours as well in synchronicities. It could be for goats in a field, for horses, 4 on the clock. It doesn't matter, but fours are something that is at this time important to you. Your support card is the Tower. Okay. But I don't feel like this is a tower that you're still going through. I feel like this is supporting you through a tower moment that has already happened and that you've already begun rebuilding on. The reason I see that is you have major arcana up here, right? You have the High Priestess bringing you out of this, right? She's bringing you out of your support. The support is the Tower. Towers are beautiful things, just like the Death card. They're beautiful things. They foretell a brand new beginning, the ability to have a fresh start. And what are you going to do with that fresh start? First of all, you have to remember your Oracle card was the Pride card, letting go of ego or seeing yourself as a beautiful person and not what somebody else has spoke over you, right? you have the Chariot moving you forward into the contract, into whether it's a love contract or a work contract, home contract, car contract, whatever the contract is. This Tower happened, right? It's supporting the reading, but every card above it is beautiful. There's nothing unbeautiful about this reading. And so your final outcome card, we have Strength. And what got you through all of this? Not just the alchemy of the High Priestess, not just, discovering what the riddle was for the Chariot so that you could move that forward, like putting the quarter into the ride. You have the Strength card. You had it within you the entire time. You made it through this Tower moment. You started rebuilding your new foundation on strength. Strength, you learned to go inside and find that strength that brings you out of it. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pull crossing cards. This could be a catalyst and this can be a support card. And we will go with intuition here, Aries. All right. Some kind of battle. Not a battle per se so much as some kind of internal conflict or internal bickering. So where you show up as the King of Coins, right, who is practical and generous, there was something, maybe an internal war within yourself where you didn't feel like you were being given the same support as you were doing supporting others, right? That's just how you show up. That's not the reading. That's just how you show up, like what you're healing from. Again, this is a reading where I want to see what we're healing from, right? Which is why we've brought in the Oracle cards for healing. For the High Priestess, crossed in your past. Thank you, Jesus. In your past, crossed by the 10 of Wands. Okay, so what was the High Priestess healing you from? She was bringing you out of that final stage of something was burdensome, something was not working for you, and so she was bringing you there. She was your support. She was your ancestors, and she was that guidance that brought you out, going into the Chariot with, oh my gosh, I can't even with you guys. Come on, Aries. What are you going through? You are going to have the Chariot crossed with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So I believe and declare with that Chariot crossed by the Wheel of Fortune, that Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. And that is a beautiful place to be at this time. Now, what do you want to do with that? I would say, especially since last night was the first night of intentions, this is the second night, but the most powerful night. I would say sit down and write your intentions tonight. What is it you truly want? And be very specific, because I was specific about the guy I wanted to come into my life, and I got it, but I wasn't specific enough, and both times it just wasn't. There was that little bit missing. So be super, super specific, Aries. Definitely tonight. Tomorrow night will be another strong night to do that. But let's go ahead and see what you're next. So let's cross the Four of Wands and see what wants to come out for you here. King of Pentacles again, right? You showed up as the King of Pentacles. You're still the King of Pentacles. Right? With this Four of Wands, you're now crossing the Four of Wands. I feel like that's just you standing in your power, and everything is turning in your favor, that you get to still be yourself in this situation, whatever it is that's going on for you, Aries. Let's go ahead and see your support card. Again, the support card is the foundation of the reading, right? You had the Tower, but I feel like this Tower is related to the past, related to the 10 of Wands being alchemized by that High Priestess. Let's go ahead and see what we get for, oh my gosh. I cannot make this up. You get the Ace of Cups. You get the Ace of Cups. So this Tower moment had to happen for you to rebuild yourself, right? To rebuild your foundation, rebuild your beliefs. And in those beliefs is a gift. and that gift is being brought to you in your support. So again, we see, we hear this all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've heard a reader say it, it's the dove putting the Eucharist in the cup. But if you look at all the sun, this is like the sun card to me as well. It's like so sunshiny, happy. So the tower is not a bad tower. This tower was meant to happen for your own good. So let's go ahead and see what you have here crossing your strength card. Nuh-uh. You guys, I can't. I can't even believe how many major arcana you have in your reading, Aries. So you get the World card on your strength card, right? So again, that's another portal card. We had the Four of Wands, which is a portal card, and now we have the World. The World is another portal card. Again, we're just closing up that 2-2 portal, or open it up and close that chapter so we can start a new chapter, right? Again, that's the tower falling so you can start a new chapter. At the bottom of the deck, I just feel like I'm being called to show you. Oh my gosh, no, I can't even. I'm going to pull the bottom 3 cards because first off, we have the Knight of Swords, right? Mental clarity, fast break, something really, again, you have it with the Chariot. Something is coming for you, but it's already on its way. It's already on its way. It's not just coming for you. It's already manifesting its way to you because you've asked for it, right? And below that, we have the Magician, manifestation overload. Here you go. I mean, like, here's your prize. It's coming super fast. You see how fast that Knight is coming for the Magician? Empress. Below that, the Empress. You are being seen as a light, a leader, a person of interest, somebody who is doing the right thing at the right time. Okay, so Aries, this is what I have for you. Please let me know in the comments down below how this resonates for you. And we will move on to Taurus. Aries, thank you for letting me read for you. That was such a pretty reading. I'm kind of jealous. My cards. All right, we are moving on to Taurus. Taurus, let's go ahead and benchmark this cam. Taurus. What healing advice do we have for Taurus at this time? I'm super excited. I feel like a huge shift inside of me, and it's so positive. And I feel like I'm the Fool card standing on the, the cliff or the precipice of jumping into something really super amazing. So I hope that you all can get that energy as well. Taurus, what do we have for you? Entrapment. Ooh. Okay, and number 7. It's funny, Pride came out on the bottom again. So we get entrapment for you, breaking down into a 7. I feel like this is more of, I'm getting the energy of know your enemies, right? Know your enemies, know your frenemies. Sometimes what's that saying? Keep your enemies close, or friends close and your enemies closer. So what I feel like is if there is something, I also heard something about a contract. If there's something about a contract, read the fine print, right? Don't get caught up into, so say, here's an example that also just came to mind. Say you're trying to repair your credit and you apply for some of these credit cards that, you're going to have that are going to help you repair your credit. Be mindful of the small print, right? Don't get caught in a loan or that's supposed to help you get out of debt, or apply for a credit card without reading the fine print. Know what you're going to be getting into. Know if they're going to give you $1,000 balance and you're going to have this much interest, what is that payoff going to be, right? Know what you're walking into. Don't get trapped into something that you can't get yourself out of. Be mindful of what you can do. I would not be surprised if we get the Four of Pentacles in this reading at some point. But let's go ahead and see what we get. I am getting the Four of Pentacles vibe off of this. So not necessarily. It could just be me, and that's the energy I'm picking up on. But Taurus, let's go ahead and see what we have for your reading. Something hidden? What are we hiding from? What's hiding from us? Six of Wands. So you're showing up as a victor here, not a victim, which is nice, definitely nice. With entrapment, I'm just saying this might be an energy that is coming along at some point, and it's just or is congratulating you for seeing something that could have been an entrapment and avoiding it to begin with, because you're showing up here as the victor. You're showing up as the Six of Wands, right? And so that's a very strong place to show up as yourself in. We should all be, of the mentality that we are victors and never victims, right? So in your past, you've had to be strong. You have the Strength card. You've had to be strong to get to this victorious place, right? That you are showing up as at this time in your life. The Strength card, doesn't just talk about patience and strength to get through a situation. It is talking about trust. And sometimes I know me, I've always been very over trusting and over forgiving, and I always thought I was broken, but that's not true. We are meant to be trusting, right? And the world makes us harsh and hurts our feelings, and we become untrusting. This is just saying, keep your heart open, keep your mind open to possibilities, maintain your victorious status, okay? Let's see where you're going into the near future here. I felt like I should have pulled this card instead. I'm going to pull two for you. So you get the Knight of Swords and you get the Wheel of Fortune. And to me, this is saying, so with the Knight of Swords, we know that they bring in the messages, or they bring in the start of something new for us, right? They bring in that mental clarity because they're cutting through the clouds of fog in our mind, right? They're bringing in that mental clarity. You get the Wheel of Fortune, which means that as slow as it might be ticking, I hear it ticking like tick, 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 instead of it's starting to turn in your favor. Whatever you are victorious over, know that it's in the past. You were strong enough to get through it. I feel like I can hear that wheel literally tick, tick, ticking in your favor, right? So that's a great place to be. The fog clearing, everything about that is just really beautiful, and I can't wait to cross it and see what we get. So you go into the Nine of Pentacles. We know that's the successful bachelor, bachelorette. I do feel like this reading might be more to do with your career path or your home living situation, bill paying situation, than it does have to do with love at this time. I'm not seeing a lot of love in these cards, but I feel like it's a clarity that you've been looking for, a path to where you need to be, or whether you're on the right path. If that's the question you're asking the universe at this time, know that tonight, write down those manifestations of what it is clearly, precisely what it is that you want to come in, because this wheel is starting to turn in your favor. Before it gets to spinning out of control, make sure you let the universe know exactly what it is that you want, okay? Your support card, the moon. Okay, this moon talks about uncovering secrets, right? This card is supporting the reading. Again, we have the Knight of Swords, which is cutting through the fog in the brain, right? It's helping you to see the mental clarity, the path that you want to take, where you need to go, whether you're resisting it or not. I feel if there was resistance, I feel like you were open in the very recent past and became strong to, like, you know what, I know I'm procrastinating on this, and I need to move forward with it. Okay. And I see the wheel turning because you made that decision over here. I see you coming out very, 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 very successful in it. The moon is talking about uncovering those secrets. It could also just be that Knight of Swords clearing out the clutter, right? But I love the moon, and I come at the moon in a whole different way than a lot of readers do. I come at the moon as a provider for me. Like, I love the moon. I literally do. I love the moon. The moon is said in the tarot to be, secrets. And finding a way to uncover those secrets, going deep inside and doing some soul searching for you. I don't feel like that in this support card with the reading, because I feel like this Wheel of Fortune has already told the story and spoiled the punchline. It's pretty much you're already going in the right direction. Yes, the moon is there to say that, I helped you uncover, maybe it was something in dreams, maybe you're supposed to be paying attention to dreams to continue on the successful path that you're on. But let's go ahead and see what your final outcome card here is. The Ten of Cups. I can't make it up. You guys. So Taurus, your final outcome card is the Ten of Cups. Let's go ahead and do your crossing cards and see if we can get some further insights into what this reading has for you. But I feel like this reading literally spoke for itself, that you are completely on the right path. And I love these positive messages that we're getting from the cards and the ancestors today. But let's go ahead and do some crossing cards. First, we're going to ask for a crossing card on the Six of Wands. Kimmy, I'm just going to flip this up and make sure you're still there. Thank you, Kim. I love you so much. Thank you. All right, let's get this back done here. All right, let's get a clarifying card, either a protagonist or an antagonist on the Six of Wands. You guys, the Six of Swords. How beautiful is that? Not only are you in a victory state of mind, you know what you had to leave behind in order to go to a place of peace and quiet and contentment to make you happy, right? So Taurus, you are not just in the victory stage. It's kind of like, I feel like the crossing was a support. It was having to leave something behind in order to get to that victory stage that you show up in at the beginning of your reading. All right, so let's see what Strength has. Strength. Six of Pentacles. Finding that balance, right? Finding that balance, and sometimes that's finding the balance in our mind, and I get that with over here with the Knight of Swords, right? The clearing, the clarity. So with that Strength card, it was finding the strength within to be able to cut through the bull and find the balance, or know what kind of balance you wanted back into your life, or into your life. Maybe you've never had it before, but being able to envision that balance that you want, whether it's work, home life, like the balance between whatever or however many things it was finding that balance got you out of your past mindset where you felt you needed to be so strong. Maybe you were so strong for other people, but you found the balance, where to lend and where to borrow, right? Oh my gosh, I said that with entrapment. We come back to this card, where to lend and where to borrow. And I said that in the very beginning of the reading, before I ever pulled a tarot card. I talked about, knowing where to lend and where to borrow, knowing what the small print says, the fine print says, and going from there. So let's go ahead and get a card to cross our Knight of Swords and our Wheel of Fortune, which I still hear ticking, by the way. We get the King of Cups, right? Finding that emotional balance. Again, we're talking about balance again. We get the King of Cups. And I just feel like you're coming from a much calmer heart space, right? Maybe you do meditation. Maybe you've had Reiki lately. Like, I just feel like you're coming from a much more healed, calmer space in your heart, Taurus. So let's go ahead and check on your Nine of Pentacles. And we get the Justice card. I love these two cards together. I can't even tell you how much I love these two cards together. So with your Nine of Pentacles, right? And we know that's the successful person, but you can't have success without justice, right? You can't have success without balance, which we talk about balance up here. We got 2 6s. You know, I love the 2 6s that you got. You got the 2 best 6s in the deck. But with the Nine of Pentacles, you get the Justice card crossing. And I feel, again, like this is more of a support. Like she's there because the wheel started turning, right? Because the wheel started turning, she's there to support you in this next chapter of your life. Let's go with the moon. Let's go ahead and figure out what the moon is here in the support area for. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit unexpected, but not 100%. So you get the Seven of Swords. Again, the moon is talking about uncovering secrets, uncovering the things that were holding you back, right? We got the Knight of Swords up here that cleared the cobwebs, cleared the clouds. The moon was talking about illuminating those things, the shadow self, the things that were holding you back, right? What was holding you back? There was some sneaky deception going on that was supporting, holding you back from moving forward into your true purpose and into the light, right? But the moon is here saying, I'm illuminating those false things in your life, right? Let's check with the Ten of Cups here in the outcome. I feel like I just need to shuffle. Ten of Cups to the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment for you. Your wish fulfillment is that happy home, happy life, that, you know, everything that you have hoped and dreamed and wished for. You know, it's that Six of Swords there, leaving something behind to have something better, the victory of the Six of Wands, right? But that Ten of Cups is supported with that wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups card, right? So this is your outcome, Taurus. I love your outcome. That is so beautiful. So freaking beautiful. I can't even right now. So Taurus, that is what we have for you. And we will be moving on to Gemini, Kim. Ooh, for what it's worth, I just saw the Eight of Wands. Something's happening very fast. It's already aiming at you. So if that is for you, Taurus or Gemini, I guess we will find out here. I feel like it was a little bit for both of you. Gemini, let's start with your healing card for your reading. I saw purple grapes. Maybe that means something to someone. I saw purple grapes. We used to have grapevines in our backyard, but we had green grapes. So I don't know. Purple doesn't mean anything to me. I hope it means something to some of you. How teachable are you? I love this card. So this card is asking you to go within and face some things about yourself, right? It's very, so I don't want to give that instance. Sometimes you can meet somebody and no matter what you say, they always have something better to say, you know, and that kind of gets your mind going like, why do they always have something better to say to me? Well, sometimes if we just remain quiet and we don't get our guard up, we might actually learn something from the things that they're saying, even if they're talking over us, even if they're one-upping our story. Sometimes there's something to learn from that. And sometimes if we get our feathers ruffled from something like that, maybe we also do that same thing and don't realize it, right? So we have to realize how teachable are we, and maybe that's not just it. It's just open to reception, like opening your receptors, opening your mind up to hear other points of view from other people, okay, or to see it from different perspectives, which would also be kind of that hermit card, right? Seeing things from another perspective. How teachable are you? You know, are you willing to accept your flaws and heal them? Are you willing to see more light come into your life, or are you happy, you know, in your dim darkness? You know, so how teachable are you is a very beautiful card. It's kind of asking you to self-reflect, look in the mirror, right? And see where you might, you know, benefit from opening up or changing some habits, or seeing things from a different perspective, right? I have this cute little meme that I love to post every couple of years, and it's a little baby, a toddler in diapers, and she's like bent over doing that downward dog, and she's looking through her legs, and it's, to me, that's seeing things from a different perspective, right? Super cute meme. Haven't posted it. I probably should. It's super cute. I'd share it with you guys if I could ever figure out how to post memes on YouTube. So let's go ahead, Gemini, and get your reading, and see how teachable are you has to do with the rest of the cards say, okay? So, Gemini, let's start with your Mystical Manga Tarot deck. Oh, maybe I was going to say maybe I said something that offended you, but then I realized there's two sides to you. So two sides to you. I hear that too now. Maybe one side wars with the other. You know, as Gemini is the twins, it can also be the light and the dark, the right and the left, the, you know, this wolf, that wolf kind of thing. So let's take that into consideration as we go through this reading as well. Ooh, Gemini. So you are showing up as the Three of Swords at this time. That doesn't have to mean love. It could be family members. It could be just that feeling of heavy hurt. You know, you could have lost somebody very recently, but you are showing up here with the Three of Swords. How teachable are you? Are you willing to pull yourself out of the darkness? You know, are you willing to pull those swords out so that your heart can heal, right? Because if the swords are still in your heart and you don't forgive, or you don't let go of the things that are hurting your heart, they will continue to hurt your heart. They will forever fester, right? Sometimes we have to learn forgiveness. We have to first pull out those swords, transmute them, send them back with love, and let them go out into the universe. Whether we give them back to the person who sent them at us or made us feel that way, whatever you do, you are being called at this time to call upon your inner strength and heal yourself. Let the universe help you and assist you. Let your soul tribe help you and assist you. But at this time, there's something you're being called to heal, okay, that's hurt you. And I feel like it's a deep hurt, like a deep past hurt that you're carrying into relationships, and maybe sabotaging relationships with at this time, whether it be work or a love life or a family member, whatever it is. There's some kind of a three-sword situation that you're showing up in. And so let's go ahead and pull your past card, because I'm really curious here now to get into the reading. I am getting the Five of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So in your past, we're getting Wands, some kind of bickering, some kind of disagreement, which leads me to feel like it was maybe for most of you more of a family situation or close friend situation, right? There was something that hurt you, cut you to the core, but I feel like you were too proud, because Geminis are very proud. too proud to say that it was hurting you, right? There was this bickering going on. It doesn't seem like it was large scale. It does feel more small scale, but it hurt you. And I feel like you were afraid to say it hurt you, or you said it hurt you and it caused a person or those people, right? You do get the Wheel of Fortune. At this time, I'm not hearing the clicking. Normally, when I touch the Wheel of Fortune, I hear the clicking in the speed for the reading. I'm not hearing the clicking, but I'm hearing that it is there for you when you're ready, okay? But you're going to have to do some healing first, right? The Wheel of Fortune is set and poised and ready to turn in your favor, but you're going to have to do a bit of work at this time. Right now, there's a little bit of work that you need to do. And it's going to start with pulling out those swords. And pulling out those swords is facing what it is that's hurting you, being open and vulnerable with your feelings. You don't have to do this with anybody else. You can do this in the mirror with yourself. In meditation, you can face those things alone. And I know that you have the strength, Gemini, because Geminis are very strong. So, oh my gosh, I can't. You guys, I can't. You saw me pull that just now after I said all that, right? What card do you think I got? What card do you think I got? The strength card. I literally got the strength card. I'm telling you, you're being told that this is on your shoulders. Now, it doesn't hurt to ask the universe for assistance, right? But you have to be ready to take the leap of faith, just like with an addict. We can tell an addict we support them and we want to help them get away from their addiction, but until they're ready to get rid of that addiction, it's just words, right? They have to feel it. They have to want it deep down, right? And that's exactly what this reading so far is saying for you. And I feel it's going to finish out this way as well. And it's asking you again, how teachable are you? Are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to move forward? Are you ready to let go of what it is that's put you in this stagnant situation of constant pain, right? And only you know what pain you're going through. Only you know how deep it is and how it runs for you. But pain is pain, and nobody should be suffering, okay? So your support card, I love this. 8 of Wands, out the door. 8 of Wands, support card. You're coming out of it, but you have to make that decision. And if you're willing to make that decision, the universe is saying, I will burn that up. I will burn down that house so fast you won't even know that it was a sword in your heart. It will heal and cauterize any opening that is festering, and it will help you immediately get past all of this. And at that time, the wheel will turn, okay, in your favor. The Hermit. I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. You already know. Like, you're very intuitive yourself as you're watching this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how it relates to your story. And you're like, damn it. Damn it. I didn't want to have to do that, but now I know what I have to do. And once you face that fear, once you acknowledge that and decide that, yes, I'm ready to pull these swords out so that my heart can heal, or so that my life can heal, or my situation can heal, that Wheel of Fortune is going to move in your favor. Because look, you go Hermit, heartbreak, Wheel of Fortune, right? Wheel of Fortune is waiting on you to decide that you want to get rid of the heartbreak. But here you are in your outcome card with the Hermit, right? Following that inner light, following your knowing, facing up to what it is that is holding you back so that you can acknowledge where it is that you want to be to move forward, right? So let's go ahead and pull your crossing cards here at this time. This stretches out because crossing cards take room. I don't know how I got that card in there. I should look and see what it is. That's me. That's my curious Capricorn. All right, I'm going to do it. I have to know. What was that card? 10 of Cups. Oops. Yeah, I feel like Gemini, this is a call to happiness, but you're going to have to decide how teachable are you? How willing are you to let go of the past? How willing are you? Oh my gosh, what is going on there? How willing are you to move forward? We're going to take this card. Just this card. Oh my gosh, I can't take the next one, but I wanted to. So yeah, crossing your Three of Swords, we have the Justice card. Once you make this decision, justice will be served. Justice will work in your favor, again, to turn that Wheel of Fortune card, right? Justice is that balance that you're looking for. But in order to find that balance or have that balance in your life, you have to make the decision to heal. And healing is up to you. Healing is on your terms. And are you ready to let go and move forward in a much lighter path than what you've been walking at this time? So let's see what the Five of Wands and why your cards are crazy. I'm not taking all those. That was like a whole lot. Gemini, there's something to be said here. All right. Yeah, that Five of Wands is crossed by the Three of Cups, right? A cause for celebration. This tells me that whether you've done it or not and started making the moves, the cause for celebration is there. Like you see, you know in your heart of hearts and in your mind as well, that if you decide to let go of whatever pettiness in the background and in the past has been there, you see yourself. You are envisioning a celebration of life for yourself, right? You're envisioning moving forward and finding something to celebrate for. With the Wheel of Fortune, you're manifesting this. You're wishing on this. You want it. But there's something 111 48. Time is 111. Oh my gosh, guys. So yeah, that was interesting. It's definitely a wish fulfillment. It's that brand new, like going from the recent past to the current or the immediate future. You went straight from the Five of Wands to the Wheel of Fortune. You went from seeing the celebration to, oh, that celebration is what you're manifesting, but stay on track. Continue to manifest that Nine of Cups, okay? Because that Nine of Cups is going to bring you everything that you want. Don't let anything hold you back from where you're going. That Strength card is crossed with the Page of Pentacles. With the Page of Pentacles, we know that they are messengers of new beginnings, messengers of a new light, right, in our life. They are messengers that bring us hope and peace. And it's up to us to accept that hope and that peace into our heart and into our life. So I love that for you. Another card of things coming in. We get the Three of Wands. This is the merchant who stands on the shore. In the Two of Wands, he sends out his ships in hopes that they will bring back, merchandise that, or, riches that will enrich his life or help him to sell and make money and sustain his lifestyle or his ships so he can send them out again. Your Eight of Wands, right? Remember I told you, whatever is over, the wheel is going to turn. What's going to support you once you make the decision to get over whatever has been going on and heal and step into your true power? You're crossed here with the Three of Wands. This is the merchant who is watching his ships that he sent out months and years ago, to the far reaches of the world. They are now coming in. Again, that's that manifestation of the Nine of Cups, right? His ships are coming in. It's time to continue to envision where you want to go, but there's something you have to face. There's something you have to let go, right? And that's, again, how teachable are you? Because if you don't learn your lesson this time around, you are setting yourself up to repeat this lesson one more time in another cycle. All right, so let's see what your Hermit card has for you. The Moon. All right. That's crazy. So you're getting the Moon, right? So the Hermit is talking about going to the top of the mountain. He's following his guiding light, which is the lantern with a star in it. He's following his guiding light. he gets to the top of the mountain. He does his soul searching, right? That's you doing your soul searching. It's uncovering the mysteries of the moon. It's finding illumination in the dark. It's knowing that you still have some work to do, Gemini. There's some work definitely on your part that you're going to have to do. I would definitely suggest, again, writing down those manifestations that you want going forward, especially with this amazing magical portal that we are all finding a lot of luck and abundance in. I don't know about y'all, but I've been feeling super positive, super positive, and I love this feeling. Again, it all depends on how much work you want to put into where you want to go. So, Gemini, that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading and got something out of this. So far, of all the signs, I would say definitely, Geminis, pay attention to the information that I had for you and the assistance that I hope I've been able to give you. Let's move on to Cancer. Whew. That almost felt a little heavy, but there was a lot of light in it too. So I hope Geminis don't take any offense. I'm just reading the cards, telling you what I feel. I don't really know any Geminis, so there's that. Kimmy, you still with me? Give me a thumbs up or something up there on my phone. I can't see the chat on the table, but if you could just at least give me a thumbs up or something. Okay, for Cancer, we're getting patience. And this is a lot like the Temperance card in this deck. Ooh, wild card underneath that. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? So, I don't know, somebody told me I needed to look at the bottom of the deck in this particular pull. But when I did, we have 23 as patience, right? And that breaks down into a 5. And then below that, I have the wild card, which is 15, breaking down into a 6. So that's a progression. So what I'm going to say is I feel like that's going to be the overall for you, Cancer, is there's some kind of progression, some kind of path that you're already started on, you're walking on, and it's kind of where we come in with that channeled message I had at the beginning, where it's walk the talk, right? So with the Patience card, a lot like the Temperance, it's a manifestation card. It is a lot like the Magician in that way, where it's I think it's Middle Pond Tarot, whatever it is, talks about turning water into wine. It's working with two elements to alchemize something or to manifest something, right? So with the Patience card, and she's sitting on the well, the wishing well, right? Oh no, can you guys see this? I can't even see my screen, so I'm hoping you can see it. Yeah, so she's sitting on the wishing well, and it's talking about that alchemy. Like she sees in her hand the coin that she's ready to toss and make her wish, and she's putting into that coin that she's about to toss into the well. Where am I? I'm trying to. My phone is behind, so I can't tell when I'm in focus on my computer. But there I see it. So if you look in her hand, I don't know. Can we see in her hand? In her hand, she has a coin. And she is putting her intentions into that coin, right? That she is going to toss into that well and make a wish. Make sure that the intention that you put into that coin is truly everything, very specific in what it is that you're looking to manifest. But I feel like there's patience, or you've been patient up to this point. So let's go ahead and pull your cards. Oh, Kim, are you not keeping track? Because I'll go through, I'll have to rewatch this I did notice that we are already 1 hour in and we're just now starting Cancer. So that means this will be a very long video for all signs. I may have to pause at some point here to the restroom, but I will come right back, I promise. All right. Kind of goes with this reading at this time. So I'm getting 2 cards here for how you're showing up, but I feel like it's a clearing of energies, and that makes a lot of sense for what's going on in the astrology field at this time. So with that Patience card, it was a 23 breaking down into a 5, right? You're showing up both here as the 5 of Cups with the 8 of Wands. And I like that. I really do like that for you. So the 5 of Cups is talking about, seeing what it is you want, envisioning what you want on the other side of the river, but something you're holding yourself back from taking that walk across the lake or the river, right? To what it is that you want. Something was holding you back, right? Maybe you were just being patient, waiting for the right timing, seeing what you want, waiting for the right time to make the move. While you were over on the other side of the river, drinking your wine, 3 cups are gone. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of stability. I'm running out of whatever it is I'm running out of. However, what you didn't realize is that you do still have 2 cups of wine, right? 2 cups of water, 2 fish, 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're into. You still had enough. So it's almost a scarce like mindset, but it's at this point with the 8 of Wands, I feel like you said, hold on, I don't have to stay here in this place. I'm going to move across. I'm going to go across the river. I feel like you're crossing that river. You're crossing that expanse, whatever it is that's holding you back from where you want to go. Let's go ahead and see why you feel like you're in that mindset. King of Swords, 8 of Swords. That's funny. I would have expected these to be reversed. Let's set this down for a second. So in your recent past, you have the King of Swords. So I feel like this might be more of a war within yourself, right? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I move forward? Do I, go left? Do I go right? I feel like you're at a fork in the road. And that Patient card is kind of you standing at that fork in the road and revisiting what it is that you want, what it is that you want to manifest, what it is you want to go towards, right? It's revisiting it and being a little more specific in what you're asking for, because maybe you've gotten what you asked for before, but it wasn't exactly what you envisioned because you weren't specific in what you were manifesting, okay? So this is a time to be very, very specific in what it is that we are manifesting, right? Because sometimes we might manifest it and we get it, and it's like that, that shiny present on Christmas, and then we have it for a couple months and we're like, I wish it did this and I wish it did that. I wish it was more this way or that way, or more blue than it is red. Whatever it is, you weren't specific in how you wanted that wish to manifest and enter into your life. So I feel like this is just asking you to reassess the manifestations that maybe you have written down over the past month, 2 years, or whatever, right? Because I feel like you're stuck in this 8 of Swords you're coming out of your past into the immediate future with the 8 of Swords. And that's her with her hands tied behind her back and a blindfold on, but literally nothing else is holding her back. If there was a gargoyle chasing her, she could still run. Nothing's going to get her. Like, she is not imprisoned in what she has manifested. It's time to revisit the manifestation and make it more acceptable or appealing to what you're actually asking for, right? Now it's time to revisit, okay, first time, second time, third time's a charm kind of thing, situation, each time you get a little more wiser about and a little bit more specific about what it is that you want. There's nothing holding you where you're at but yourself. And it's time for you to acknowledge that you can remanifest. You can change it up at any time in your life. This is what, the third time the Wheel of Fortune has come out. So yeah, we're getting the Wheel of Fortune here. And in your support card, okay, so something has hurt you. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I think a lot of this is just in your head, though. I really do feel like, because there's swords everywhere. There's swords everywhere. It does have something to do with your heart. The Wheel of Fortune is at this time standing still for you in your future, because it's waiting for you to catch up to where you need to be on your divine path, right? And again, that goes back to the whole manifesting more specifically. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying, I'm just waiting for you to be more specific, because I don't want to bring you the wrong thing again this time. So it's just asking you to be a little more specific about what you're manifesting. Again, you're supported here with the Three of Swords. We know that in order for everything else to start working and moving in your favor, you're going to have to decide that it's time to heal, that it's time to pull those swords out from wherever they came, transmute the energies, and move forward in love and light, right? If you can't, and this is probably the first time I'm going to say something a little bit negative in one of my readings, we come out here with the Five of Pentacles, right? That's that scarcity mindset. So the only thing holding you, and this goes right back over here, and if you look at your diagonal here, under this Eight of Wands, which is here to clear the air for you, by the way, it's here to burn up all the trash and get it out of you go from the Eight of Swords after showing up as the Five of Cups to the Five of Pentacles. These are all scarcity mindsets, right? This tells me that everything that you are going through right now is literally in your mind. And I am the biggest fan on any channel of saying our mind is our most powerful weapon. If you want to change something in your life, in this world, in a situation, use your mind. Channel your mind, prepare your mind, build up your mind, and get out of the scarcity mindset, right? Get out of the in your head situation. Again, I'll bring it back up. This relationship that I just got out of, this person was completely always in anxiety mode, and that was very draining on me, and I finally had to let that go. So get out of your mindset, because you're not just a drain on yourself, but you're a drain on those around you. And you might lose some people, in the interim, or even just for a little while, until you can get yourself out of this scarcity mindset. That patience card is there for a reason. That patience is talking about using your mind to manifest what it is that you want before you throw that coin into the well and make that wish. So let's go ahead and see what crossing cards we have and what advice we have with the crossing cards. First off, so in your current, how you show up in the reading, we had the Five of Cups with the Eight of Wands, right? Bringing yourself out of that. If you can get yourself in alignment, your head and your heart and your actions all doing the same thing, if you can get that alignment going, but you're going to have to get that mind in control, right? You do show up here with the Ace of Wands. Okay, the Ace of Wands talks about a passionate new beginning, something that you can learn to be more passionate about, or that you can allow into your life that will be something that you are more passionate about, right? It's it's that aha moment. It's that striking the iron kind of situation. It's like that big, huge clap of thunder that wakes you up in the middle of the night, and it's that aha moment for you. I feel like that it's going to be you having to be proactive and not just getting the alignment, but holding the alignment. I wouldn't be surprised if the 7 of wands came up here. It's like standing your ground. It's like get yourself in alignment, but be fierce in holding that alignment, right? So let's go ahead and see what crosses the King of Swords. 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is not seeing what is right in front of you, right? It's very similar to the 5 of Cups, but it is. I'm not going to lie. It's very similar in its own way, right? Like things are being offered to you. People are trying to help you, but you're not seeing them because they're not showing up how you expect them to show up. So sometimes we have to drop expectations and allow things to show up and have no expectations of why or how they show up, but accept them and acknowledge them to get out of our past, right? So let's see what's going on here with this 8 of Swords. You guys, I can't make it up. I get so excited when I do this. You got the 7 of Wands, like I said, that king of the hill, maintaining your balance, being able to fight for what it is that you want, knowing, getting that stuff in alignment, your head, your heart, and what you're doing, and being your own king of the hill, your victor and not a victim card, okay? Wow, I love when I do that. Okay, so we're going to look at the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is not spinning in your reading at this time, but, it's going to. The universe is just waiting for you. The universe is having patience with you because you are taking your own sweet time to manifest your destiny and get yourself into alignment. The universe is waiting for you. With this 5 of Swords, you're still going to come out another victor card. This is where past transgressions, the things that were hurting you, conflicts, they're in your past. You see him standing there bold and seeing what was bothering him or hurting him, walking away from him. It's like letting the things that don't serve you or don't have your best interest at heart leave you. And letting it go with love and light. Let it go. It doesn't have to be there because literally you will wake up one morning and feel 100% lighter for having let that load go, right? Let's go ahead and see what we can get crossing the 3 of Swords here. Nine of Cups. That's beautiful. You're doing the work. You've probably already started this work. You've started this work. It's just confirmation for you in this reading to hear that you are on the right path, which is why that 8 of Wands showed up. I was a little bit confused about that, but I feel like the 8 of Wands is just saying it's already on its way. This is just confirmation that you're on the right path, doing the right thing. So whatever it is that you're doing, I would still say get a little more specific. I feel like there's some mental unclarity. Am I saying the word right? Confusion there. The universe is still waiting for you to just be a little more specific about what it is that you want and how you want it. Okay. The 5 of Pentacles crossed with the King of Cups. You guys, I think this is the second time King of Cups came out tonight. Let's see if I can get this up here. So you have the 5 of Pentacles crossed by the King of Cups. Okay, now this is talking about that compassion, that heart, healing that 3 of Swords feeling, the wish fulfillment, bringing in the wish, but be specific about the wish. I feel like this is not the first time you've tried to manifest a situation into reality, but each time you weren't specific enough. It's not enough just to write down, I want a man in my life. What kind of man do you want in your life? What kind of values do you want that man to have or that woman? Not how do you want them to dress or look or, have blue eyes or whatnot, but how specific can you get? Do you want this person to be, like somebody who can make you laugh or pick you up when you're crying or you for them as well? Be specific. about who this is that you want. I'm not going to say be specific about their sign, because I don't feel like that we should judge a person by their sign. I think there's a lot more astrologically that's going on that determines a person and how they act and react. Yes, we do have similar traits as one sign, but I do feel like our sun, moon, and rising are all effective, and I do feel like moon signs have more effect on a person's persona or life path than any other sign that they have. Like the sun sign, I've never felt Capricorn for the most part, except for I am a very much a leader. I do like to be right, but I don't cut people out. I don't, I'm just saying, like, there's so much more at play than just what our sun sign says we are. So I'm just saying, be very specific. Don't get down to, like what size you want them to be or how much you want them to weigh, but be specific about the characteristics that you are looking for that are going to support you in being who you are. Don't just say, I need a nice guy, and then as soon as you get a nice guy, you're like, oh, I can't do nice guys, I need a bad guy. Like, be very specific about what it is that you want. But that is what I have for you, Cancer. I feel like there's questions, lots of questions, but those are from different energies. So, I see what I did with your reading. I went back to the Mystical Manga Tarot instead of the Golden Art Nouveau. So that's going to be interesting that you have a reading very different from the rest of the horoscope signs here. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. Thanks for letting me read for you. And I am going to move on to Leos. Oof, the hole in the soul for your healing card, Leos. A 36 breaking down into a 9. Know that if it's a 9, you're very close to whatever lesson that is going on in your life. You're ready to let down that burden. You're almost there, okay? There's just going to take a little bit more push from you with the hole in the soul. Know that, others can cause us pain, but it's up to us to choose to live in that pain or to heal from that pain, right? We can let others' actions dictate how we feel. And sometimes it's usually it's a more long-term relationship where one person tells the other one how unworthy they are, right? And so over time, without even meaning to, they tend to believe that they're unworthy or that they don't deserve something. This is just asking you to rely on yourself, right? Maybe you're going to have to do some meditation and listen to some ancestors and get some downloads as well. I feel like there's somebody or some couple of people who are going to listen to this and they're a little bit further along the path and they meditate and they know what they need to do. This is just, you are worthy. I'm hearing you are worthy. And that's so funny because in my shower today, I heard that you are worthy, and I was like, I know I am. So it was kind of weird that I got that, and I repeated it a couple times, and then I was like, why am I repeating it? It never hurts to say I am worthy, but I was like, I know I'm worthy. but I feel like that message was, coming through for maybe just not just you, Cancer or Leo, but for, maybe a collective reading or a collective message as well. That it's okay to reinforce the fact that you are worthy, and that others' words do tend to weigh more heavily on us than our own words and our own thoughts and actions, right? So, for you, Leo, I'm just hearing, and this is a very, very, very beat up look, where somebody is holding her back, or him back, or somebody's thoughts, actions, or deeds, right? Or putting a pause on your life, and never let somebody else pause your life, right? We shouldn't even pause our own life. So sometimes we have to take pause to regroup and reconnect and re-energize ourselves. And that's okay when we do it, but don't let anybody ever have control over your life and whether or not you take time to regroup. I know that's sometimes harder to say than it is to do. But that's just an advice from me to you. Know that, again, your brain is the most powerful. You have to wake up in the morning and decide if you're going to jump out of bed or lay there and moan and groan and hit snooze, right? So hit the floor running is what I'm hearing. Hit the floor running. Don't let others have that control over you, because it's your life. It's not theirs. Something that you're walking away from. I feel like I just need to pull a couple cards here. I feel like this is more with the Eight of Cups, how you're showing up here. You're walking away. I feel like you're walking away under the moon energy. Something has recently been brought to light for you. Something has recently been uncovered, right? Which is going to cause you to make the decision to walk away, or make the decision whether or not you want to stay. But again, that's up to you, and that's free will, and you only have free will over yourself, not others. But this is the Eight of Cups, and I see here in the card the praying hands. I feel like somebody has been praying and doing a lot of meditating, or trying to find that inner peace within themselves. Like maybe this is a decision that you've been thinking of making for, I know it was 18 months when I was trying to decide whether I'd leave my husband or not, 12, 13 years ago. But it took me 18 months to come up with a decision because I never wanted to break his heart. But I knew that my heart was no longer in it. So I feel like the same thing here is that's one of those, walking away or trying to make the decision to walk away, but not wanting to hurt someone or upset a status quo. But maybe secrets have been, coming to light, or even your own discovering yourself has been illuminated with that moon there. Of course, it's a crescent moon, so that'd be a new moon. So that's a new moon on that card. So that's a new beginning. I do feel like that is walking away into a new beginning, following your prayers and the guidance that you've received in that prayer or meditation. And I feel like this was a long time coming. With your recent past, you have the Temperance card. Again, that's the alchemizing, right? That's the transmutation, turning water into wine, but it's also finding that balance and that patience, like we would have had in the last reading. For the card, we have the patience card, but here we have the hole in the soul. So some things do take patience and alchemizing to heal, right? If there's a hole in the soul, if there's a person that you've lost who made you feel like there's a hole in the soul, I don't feel like that defines you. That doesn't define you, is what I need to say, is it does not define you. And I feel like they're looking at the bigger picture. Once you walk up this staircase here, walk away from whatever it is that put that hole in your soul, and start walking towards your future. Your immediate future is the Three of Wands, and we've already talked about this card today. I feel a little bit differently, but it's also knowing that I feel like this was coming for a while. Like this was in like simmering on the back burner, and it was simmering and simmering until it came to a boil, and you said, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. I gotta get out. For my own best interest, and I understand that. Trust me, I understand that more than a lot of people do. But you have the Three of Wands in your immediate future. That is about things coming in for you, right? Wishes coming true, your ships coming in, making whatever it is you're walking away from is going to bring you to that Three of Wands where stuff starts to come in, but you have to shed the old to have the new, right? And we know that you can't have both. You can't have the old and the new together. You have to sometimes let go of everything to have that life that you're trying to manifest and working towards. Ugh. Dang, I think you're the third one in a row, Leo. Are we on Leo? Oh my gosh, Kim. I'm trying to look at. Yeah, we're on Leo. I know I haven't made it to Virgo. So yeah, we're on Leo. Third sign in a row that got the Three of Swords, but in a different position. So it's moving around the board. Know that energy is out there for some of you. I'm trying to think who got it. Was it Gemini, Cancer, Leo? Nope, that's not all. So let's see what's going on here. Ooh, with the Magician at the bottom of the deck, I like that. So I do feel like all of this is a work in progress that you have already recognized. Even if you haven't started doing it, you've got one foot out the door. You've got one foot ready to go, and it's time to just make that move. Okay. There's going to be some heartbreak. Again, it's how you alchemize that heartbreak, face it instead of letting it fester, heal it, and then move on in the love and the light and in grace. Okay. I feel like with you, there's something about grace that you're going to need to let go of some things and move on in grace. Sometimes it's not always more important to be right than it is to just let it go. Just let it go, right? You have the Hermit card down here supporting your reading, and this is weighing actions and being courageous, right? With the Hermit, again, following your inner light, knowing what your path is or the path that you want yourself to be on, and then going for it, right? Making the decision to get away from here and start moving on in your true power. Okay, your final outcome is literally you. You're showing up as yourself here, Leo. In your final outcome card, you have the Strength card. You are showing up as that courageous person, like literally you have the Hermit, which is courage. It talks about courage. It talks about following your inner light. It talks about finding your inner light and going within and seeking that inner light, right? But that's supporting the entire reading, getting you to that point of where you come out as yourself, your true, authentic self, right? So let's go ahead and get your crossing card, see what they have to say. Oh, nice. Remember blur. You guys, I've been talking for so long. Blur signs, ages, gender. But here with the Eight of Cups, there is something very heart desirable for you that the reason you have made the decision to walk away from, or maybe the thing that you're walking away from you felt was the Empress, right? Was the most beautiful thing that you thought could happen to you. It was it was, or it will be, when you make this decision, when you stand up for yourself and decide where it is that you want to go or what it is that you want to fight for. you're looking at, it's like looking at the sun and wanting to follow the sun and stay out of the darkness, right? Looking for the light and wanting to follow the light and not have night show up, or, you know, vice versa, however it is that you look at things. But it's wanting to have something stay, whether it's good for you or not, or walking towards that thing that you know is better for you than what you've had up to this point. Remember, whatever it is, you have to decide, is it worth the pain? Is it worth the heartache? Or do I want to heal from this and move into something better? You know, with that, having the courage to move towards something better. With your Temperance card, you have the Two of Wands. So in the recent past, you have thought more about what it is that you want. You know, you've thought about sending the ships out. You've thought about starting a new business. Whatever it is that's at the back of your mind in the recent past is what I feel like the Eight of Cups here isn't just walking away from something, but it's also talking, it's kind of on the precipice of walking towards something. It's walking towards whatever it is that you have set out the manifestation or intention for, that you want. Here with the Temperance card, the patience that you've waited long enough. It's time to stop procrastinating and start moving forward into your destiny. Over here where you have the Three of Wands. So it's kind of cool to see another deck show up with the Two of Wands over here in the recent past, when your last deck said the Three of Wands is in your immediate future, right? With the Three of Wands, we have, guys, can't make it up, the Ace of Wands. That Ace of Wands, something you're very passionate about, something that is going to light a fire within you and bring you into a much happier state of being, okay? More, I feel almost like this is a very prosperous, happier state of being. Let's see. Okay, with the Three of Swords, you get the Queen of Wands. Okay, not only is she considered the sexiest queen in the deck, I feel like this goes hand in hand with this Empress thing. I feel like letting go of what you thought was your Empress brings you to your Queen of Wands. And not to say that stepping down from an Empress to a Queen is any less, but maybe that's the most perfect place for you. Maybe this job didn't support you in how you needed to be, and maybe you made a little bit more money, but for peace of mind and for work-life balance, this other job is going to be just as wonderful, even sexier, just not the same. It's just going to look a little different than where you were at that time, right? What are you walking away from? The Empress, the pineapple or the cherry on top of the cake. You're still going to get the frosting, okay? You're still going to get the frosting. So let's see what you got here for the Hermit card. Ooh, Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this was a shallow, hollow moment, you know, where he, in his mind, he thought he had to have a specific looking something or someone, a woman, when in reality, once he was, I don't know how many of you have seen that movie, but if you've seen that movie, he's very shallow and he thinks he has to have these beautiful women, yet he's not a hunk. He's not anything to really look at. So he always strikes out with women. But once he's hypnotized into liking somebody for what the beauty that they are on the inside, and that's what he sees reflected on the outside, he falls for a girl that is perfect for him, but she's not what his mind or his immature mind thought was the perfect woman, right? She's a perfect person, perfect situation, perfect job for them, but they have to get rid of preconceived notions. And that's what I feel like this reading is coming around to, starting with walking away from the Empress and realizing that your heartbreak can be, or your disappointments can be healed by something else that's not exactly what you thought it was going to look like, right? And I get that with that Four of Cups. Not seeing what's put before you and acknowledging it, and having those preconceived notions of what it should look like when it comes to you, And because it's not, doesn't look like, or it doesn't come in the cup you want, or it doesn't come with the ice you want, or in the color you want, you don't see it as the perfect thing for you or your situation. But that's exactly what I feel like the Hermit here is uncovering with that Four of Cups. In your outcome, the Strength, you have the Page of Wands. Wow, you have a lot of wands here. I would definitely say this could definitely, especially with the Three of Hearts now with this last wand, we've got the Ace, the 2, the 3, the Queen, and the Page of Wands. I'm going to definitely say this has something to do with a passionate fire that's going to be lit within you. That I feel like the spark has been there all along, but you haven't been feeding that spark, that you've been feeding something else that wasn't feeding the spark within, right? So I feel like there is something coming to light for you with all of this in this reading. Remember that blessings come to us not always how we expect them to, but in the way that the divine and the universe and God asks them to, okay? So that is what I have for you, Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. I'm going to take a really quick break here and run off the camera for a second. Kimmy, you still here? Oops. Sorry, you guys. I knew I was doing these readings. I knew they were going to take long. I just didn't think they were going to take this long. We're only halfway through. So I might actually just cut this off and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do Virgo and then I'll cut it off and we will come back and do Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces in about an hour. Give you guys a break. How's that? What do you think, Kim? Do one more and then take a break? Kimmy. All right. So I'm going to do one last one. We're going to do Virgo. We're going to take a break and I'll come back and do the last 6 signs. I needed that water. You guys, 2 hours and I think I've only taken like 1 sip off of my water. So I do feel like I'm getting hoarse. It's way more than I talk, even at work. So we're going to do one more sign. Virgo, and then we're going to go ahead and take a break and come back in about an hour. All right. So this is for Virgo, and we are at 156.50. Virgo, something about say what you mean. You have courage at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like I was told to look at that, so I will flip this over here, but I'm not going to make it part of the reading. All right. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Again, that comes back to walking the talk, right? Don't say it if you're not going to do it. Don't make promises that you're not going to upkeep. So, say what you mean. Somebody asks you, a question, like definitely don't say what you think they want to hear. Say what it is that you truly mean. Be honest and be open. And in doing that, and it's hard to do that because in that way, you're also making yourself vulnerable to whether or not they accept what you have to say, right? But it is an 18 breaking down into a 9. I like that number. Let's go ahead and pull your Mystical Manga Tarot. So, as we've decided, since this is taking a lot longer to do these in-depth readings, we will do a part 1 and a part 2. So I will relabel this title to part 1, and break it down to the first 6 signs. And then we will do a part 2 later in a little bit after I take a little bit of a break. I feel like I need to do another little bit of an energy clearing. I still feel very strong energy-wise, but I just feel like I need to take a bit of a break and use the restroom as well. But it doesn't take an hour to use the restroom. I just need a little bit of a minute here. Oh, Virgo, what do you got going on here? Say what you mean. Okay, and I like this. You know, like they even kind of look alike except for her color of hair. So say what you mean card is your healing card, right? This is something about what it is that you need to heal within you or a relationship or in a situation in your life. It's the say what you mean. Don't say what you think that they want to hear. Say what you need to say, even if that leaves you vulnerable to them not accepting what you have to say or being receptive to what it is you have to say. Say what you mean. Be authentic is what it's asking you to do. You're showing up here as the Lover's card, right? This is also a bit of a strength card as well. It can just definitely be bringing the divine feminine and masculine within oneself into alignment or into a balance, right? I just got it. Like in the beginning of all these readings, I talked about bringing your head and your heart and the things that you do into alignment, right? Your deeds. So that whole say what you mean, bringing everything into alignment, that divine masculine and the divine feminine into balance. Like this could just be something to do with yourself. Take it as how it resonates for each one of you, please. Let's go ahead and see what's in your immediate past. You have the Fool. It was taking that leap of faith, right? But you were taking that leap of faith to starting this new journey with somebody new, maybe even, or a new job, or, you know, just buying a new house, whatever it was, that taking the leap of faith is in your recent past. So this is something that recently happened or began for you, and that could be anywhere in the last, 2 to 6 months, right? In your immediate future, you have the Two of Pentacles. So you do go from a 0 to a 2, but that's not the best 2 to have out there, right? That's that needing to find the balance between, yes, the ships are coming in, but those ships are going through some seriously choppy water. Do you see the ships behind them going through some seriously choppy water? You have them on top of the waves of a storm, right? Finding that balance, getting those boats out of choppy water and back into, calmer sailing and headed on their destiny to where they're going. You have the High Priestess, so it's definitely within your grasp, within your power. You have the Six of Cups here supporting the reading. And, oh my gosh, can you have any more major arcana? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? So I want to say this is a love of self, but I don't feel like it is. For some of you, that may be true. This is definitely talking about a relationship that you have recently gotten into. Like I said, up to the last 6 months or even longer, it could still feel new to some of you. Depending on how much time you spend together. Some of you, it could be a lot less time, depending, again, on how much time you spend together and the energy that you share between one another. So that leap of faith is that Fool, that new beginning, that something new coming together, showing up here again, like I said, as the Lovers, going into your immediate future with that Page of Pentacles. Wait, maybe I'm a little bit off balance. Maybe I said I love you a little too soon and I wasn't quite ready to, or they weren't ready to receive it, right? Something got a little bit rocky. I'm not going to say it's bad, because it's not bad. It's just the Two of Pentacles. It just means something's a little bit out of balance here. Maybe one is giving where the other one's just doing a whole lot of receiving and not giving back, right? There's not that balance back and forth. The High Priestess is here to say that, this is divinely guided. This is divinely guided. Learn to acknowledge, once you acknowledge that everybody has a voice, everybody has an opinion. Our opinions don't have to be identical to the person we're with or to the people we're talking to's opinion, but they are valid. Everybody has a valid opinion, and they don't have to be the same. Supporting the reading is the Six of Cups down here. So again, this talks about a union of, souls. It definitely can talk about, with it being the Six of Cups, somebody from your past has come back, and you're afraid to say what you mean because in the past it wasn't receptive, or they didn't receive it the way that you wanted them to, and things didn't work out quite the way that they should have. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. So with that, like the Six of Cups is supporting the reading, which, because you show up as the Lovers here, definitely can be either a person from the past or a situation that reminds you of a relationship from the past. And that say what you mean healing card can just be the advice to not take it in the same direction you did the first time around, or the time that this is reminding you of. Your final outcome card is the Magician. So Virgo, I love that for you. Your final outcome card is the Magician. You have the High Priestess crossed over here to the Magician, right? So you are completely headed in the right direction. Know that whatever is supporting this reading is the Six of Cups, and that could just mean, instead of somebody from your past coming back, a situation that reminds you of a past relationship coming into your future right now, or into your being right now at this time. So let's go ahead and get your crossing cards, and we will go ahead and close out this video and come back in an hour for the last 6 signs: Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. All right, crossing the Lovers, we have the Page of Wands. I love that. That's passion. That means that there's a lot of chemistry and connection there going on for the connection or the situation here. Again, don't forget that you have a voice, right? To get into a relationship and not be authentically you is to get into a relationship that is most likely going to fail. Up here with the Fool, there's something that you see clearly. With the Queen of Swords is there to cut through all the bull, right? To help you make that leap of faith with a clear mind and a clear heart and a clear intention for your destiny. Let's look at this Two of Pentacles here. We have the Seven of Cups. So literally this choice is on you. I'm hearing lesser of two evils. So when thinking in that terms, that's kind of a little bit more small-minded, lesser of two evils. We don't want to be thinking, choose the lesser of two evils. We want to be choosing the best situation for ourselves. If there's two that you're trying to figure out which one is the lesser of two evils, they both got to go. They both got to go. We don't stand in a place of choosing the lesser of two evils, because that right there says a whole lot. That's crazy insane. We don't do that. We look for the right place to be in the right time to be there, right? If something isn't working, I feel like it's just not working. If it didn't work in the past and it is a past relationship coming back, it's probably, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to tell you guys, I'm not a complete psychic, but I'm not saying it's not going to last, but chances are, if it didn't work and you tried and you tried and you tried and it didn't work, it's probably not going to work again. I don't even want to say it. I heard the whole twin souls thing, and I don't do twin soul readings, guys. I don't do it. If there's somebody asking or inquiring about that, I don't do it. I choose to not have anything to do with that at this time. I'm just not enough of an expert on it. What I do know isn't pretty, and I don't want to be a part of that. So again, the Seven of Cups, it's not talking about, like a Nine of Cups wish fulfillment. This is you having to make a decision, a tough decision. What is it that you want? Where do you want to go? This is, again, talking about specific manifestation. Being specific in your manifestations and what you write down and how you want those to come for you and why you want them to come for you is the best way to make that decision. Sit down, mull it over, write down the pros and cons in any situation. If it doesn't feel right, if there's more cons than there are pros, then, it's not the right time and the right place for you. With the High Priestess, I get the Six of Swords for you. The Six of Swords, is talking about moving on to calmer shores, going through those calmer waters. And we talked about that with the Two of Pentacles as well. It's moving on to calmer shores, like finding something that is more satisfying and calming to our soul, our being, our personality, our nature, our, just our existence. Something that doesn't cause chaos within our daily life, is energy draining, but it is energy uplifting, right? So with the Six of Cups, we get the Temperance card. Oh, I like that. Wait, hold on. No, that was the Lovers for you guys. I was like, wait, is that the Temperance card? No, it's the Lovers. So supporting the reading, but Temperance with the Lovers is still a great combination, right? And with the Six of Cups, Temperance is still talking about trying to turn water into wine. So sometimes we want something to work so badly because in our mind it looks perfect, but when we sit down on paper and we write the pros and the cons, and we're like, oh wait, hold on, those are red flags. Those aren't just feelings, those are for real things. Yeah, those might be deal breakers, right? So with that Temperance card, it's being patient. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't jump into something that you're not ready for, or that in the past hasn't served you, and yet it's coming back as another opportunity. Don't jump into it without doing your due diligence and, making sure that this is the right thing in the right time for you and for your life, okay? And then crossing the Magician, we have the King of Cups. I love that. Definitely not divine counterparts on the table here, but you do get the King of Cups with the Magician. So again, blur gender, right? This is just that love is coming. And it's, like I said, somewhere in this reading, or maybe it was for another sign, it may not look like what you think it's going to look like. But love is coming. Fair, equitable love that you can trust on, love that you can depend on, love that will love and trust on you as well, okay? So this is what I have for you, Virgo. I don't feel like I have any more messages for you at this time. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this video and come back in about half an hour and do the next 6 signs. I'll change the title of this video because this is already a very long video, and I'm not looking to have a 4-hour video with all the signs in it, even if we do have timestamps. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here. I'll change the title and the description to be the first 6 signs, and then we'll come back and do the second six. I don't know what I'm saying. I love you guys. I will talk to you very soon. Satnam.